TradeTech blog, and I'm here at TradeTech USA 2012 at the Javits Center in New York City. And I'm here with Brian Deitelzweig from Palisade Capital. And you just sat in on the Head Trader Buy-Side Think Tank, which we have every year. And I wanted to kind of just get your thoughts on some of the issues you guys were discussing. How did it go? What are sort of the hot button topics that you guys are all talking about in there? Just give you this. Here you go.
Well, we were talking about basically all different topics from IOIs, high touch, low touch. Do you trust your sales trader? And that sort of stuff was one specific topic, and there was a lot of debates about what you do on your small cap orders if they are very thin. Do you tell your sales trader or your high touch desk what you have to try to find the natural on the other side? Or do you just use your low touch and just trade it yourself? And there was a big debate about some people that, in my answer to that was it depends on your relationship with your sell side. So if you can trust your sales trader, let's say you're using electronic at Merrill Lynch, or you use your dark pool at Merrill Lynch, and if you have a good relationship with your sales trader, then it may help you by telling them what you're trying to do in the electronic venue. Because if something comes on the desk, on the high touch desk, normally they will not see that order to even shop it to you, even if you are a large holder. Right. So by doing that, you can get, you can really see maybe what the high touch is doing with your order without you even knowing what's going on. So I think that's a big advantage, but I think the whole key to that is having a good relationship with the sell side. And I think a big problem now than like 10 or 15 years ago is that now a lot of the buy-side traders, they don't really have that sort of relationship with the sell side. I mean, I've been around for about 20 years, so I do have a lot of my sales traders that cover me for 10, 15, 20 years. And I think that helps to have that relationship where they know what I want to do and how I might work my orders and stuff like that.
So you make a good point about the relationship, because it's something we talk about here a lot at TradeTech. With the evolution of technology, obviously things are changing so rapidly. So what do you think is going to happen to the industry at large in terms of the buy-sell side relationship? Is it going to continue this sort of downward path and devolve? Or is there any hope to kind of get it back in order again? Because as you say, it is so important.
That's a good question. I mean, I think for small cap names, if you have a lot of small cap names, I think the relationship is huge, because they know, whether it's with a position trader or a sales trader, they know where the bodies lie. If it's a firm that did the underwriting in the name, they know who's been selling that name if you're trying to buy it, and vice versa. So for small cap, I think it's a vital part of your business to get things done. On the large cap, area, I don't think it's as important where, people can just use it on electronics and just get it done like that. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. So what else are some trends that you guys were identifying in your discussions? Did you talk at all about high-frequency trading?
We did talk about high-frequency trading. I mean, I know that's the big topic here. I mean, for me, again, like most of our business at Palisades is a lot of small cap. So high-frequency traders aren't really involved that much in small cap areas. So to me, it's really a non-event. And again, I think if you're a good trader and if you're good at what you do, you pick your levels. And if you have a small cap name, you should put a limit on every stock that you have. And if there's a high frequency guy that's going to take it up to a certain level that you may not like, don't just go along. Have your limit on it, stay with your limit, watch the stock, and just and watch how it trades, watch how the other stocks in its sector are doing. So it just you just got to know how to trade, and you have to have patience as well for small cap names.
Sure, and with the evolution of technology, barring the high-frequency trading, which doesn't particularly affect you, how has technology affected your firm specifically? Have you noticed a change in, we talked about the buy-sell side relationship, but is there anything else that you can highlight? Have you noticed an evolution in the way that you do your business because of technology evolution?
I'd say the biggest thing probably now than a few years ago is the dark pool aggregators. I believe in them a lot. So like you could send it to one firm and it'll aggregate to 10, 15, 20 different firms out there. So I think that's pretty good if you're the type of firm that you like to get liquidity, which is what I like, especially on small cap names. That's the most important thing that I'm looking for. And
okay, great. And I guess just one last question would be, obviously there's a lot of talk about regulations here. We don't really know where they're going. How do you, as a person in this industry and in your position, how do you feel about regulation, and how do you feel in general about your industry and where it's going?
Good question. I don't know. I don't really don't have the answer to that. I mean, I'm not really worried about, the regulation and what everybody's thinking about doing. I mean, I know that they're thinking about, charging people for canceling orders. And, but as things go along, you just have to go along with it and adjust accordingly. So I don't really have an opinion about what, if you had a specific topic, then I would have an answer. But about what's going on or what's going to happen, I just adjust accordingly when it does happen.
What about the overall sentiment? Just kind of trying to gauge how people are feeling here. A lot of people are uncertain. They're not sure, what's going to happen with different kinds of contractions in the industry because things are being so, centralized with so many different functions. Do you feel that that this industry is in a good place, or that we really kind of have some things we have to work out and it's uncertain?
Another good question. I mean, as far as like what's been going on in the industry, it's a little tricky because, obviously commission dollars are down over the last couple of years. Volume is down, which is never a good thing. So when that happens, you just have people losing their jobs, and a lot more people use a lot more electronics. We were just in Merrill Lynch's buy side head trader think tank, and they said I think it was 58% of people use electronic of their electronic business. It's like over 50% of their business, and I'll bet you if you looked at that number 3 or 4 years ago, it was probably half that. So I think people are just trying to save costs in any way that they can, and it's just interesting to see what will happen in 2 years down the line. Sure. Which I'm not sure anybody really knows.
Yeah. That's for sure. I guess that's why we're all here trying to figure that out. But thank you so much for being here and for joining us, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of the conference.